Good evening, everyone, and we will be learning form tag of HTML today, which is very important. Today's session will be very basic introduction, and what should be followed as a best practice, and based on your requirement, how we can change it. We have a couple of things to learn. Form tag. Form tag is the place where you can have your subscribers, the one who visits your website. They can provide their primary details like first name, last name, email address, and many more things. Good. So form tag is the only place in HTML where it is interactive. Other than that, it is all handled by JavaScript. Form tag must be a container tag always. As I've mentioned in the previous video, follow the best practice. Form tag, open and close. Form tag comes with nested tags, which is self-closing, preferably input tag. We'll try to discuss more about their attributes and values. So this is my form tag. So let me create one more to save it in a HTML format. So I'll copy this. I'll call it as form basic.html. Now you people know what is that I'm saving and why the naming is being saved like this. Hopefully now it will be helpful. Form basic, I've saved it in HTML format. I'll go to my browser, Control O, shortcut key, and HTML. Within this, I have a folder and I'll open this. Here we have the form. You can take alphanumeric things, anything which is typable, okay? But you might have seen form tags in many different ways, but let me go ahead and explain you people some of the attributes of it. Form tag comes with basically two attributes, method, and method will have two values, get and post. I'll discuss about get and post methods as and when we progress. The values of this method will be get, preferably in uppercase, not mandatory. There is no mandatory things here. Only best practices, get or post. If I don't mention method, then it is by default get. That is the get method. Next is action. Action attribute comes with a value. After submitting, where do you want to go? Current page, it is hash. If you want to go to google.com, after this, we'll go to it. Or it might be your website page. After submitting, you'll go to the. So, for example, let me go with an example. Example.com /successpage.html. This example.com will be replaced by your company's domain name. For example, it might be Decompiler, it might be Google, or you can go with any name. That is what it follows. Or it might be .in, .for, others. So if I don't mention action, the current page will be taken as the submit form. Okay, so what is required? Basically, we need method and action. You can interchange that, that's not an issue. We have many more attributes. We'll discuss this as and when we progress. Method. If you mention, also it is get. If you don't mention, is also it is get. Action. For now, I'll go to google.com. Input. We have three basic attributes: type, name, ID. These are the very basic three attributes, and value. Value is optional actually. If you want, you can go with it. Okay, this is the very basic one. Type we need to discuss in detail. So let me jump into that part. Let me start explaining you what could be the type. Type text. This is the default one. If you don't mention, then it is text. We have password. We have email, reset, submit, and more. and more. I'll explain you when as I mentioned, it is a 3 hour session on form tag because we have detailedly learned a lot of things here. So this is type. We can have text, password, email, reset, and submit. So let me explain you people text, reset, submit. We need to learn radio button, checkbox, select tag. Within select tag, we will have option tag, the nested one. So we have a lot to learn. So that is the reason it's a 3 hour session. This is a very simple 15-minute session. So form tag, the best practice to have method, action, and it should have input, and preferably one reset and input type. We need to have one. One is called as reset, the other one is called as submit. And we want to have a value for this because in different browsers, it shows different values on the button. So I want it to be clear. I'll show you if what happens if you don't mention it. And the other one is submit. Create account. Create. This is what I want to execute. Let me copy this. Let me go to my HTML file. Paste it. Save. We need to have HTML head tag and body tag. For now, we are concentrating only on this particular one. It is get action. So this is important. Let me go with this one. Text and name. What do you want to have? Okay, let me go with first name. Preferably name and ID is always same. Preferably, not mandatory. Value, whatever you want to give. But actually user will type it, correct? So I want to show some variations. With that, we'll be ending this. So this is very important. So let me go to my browser, refresh it. Now I have this text, clear, and create account. Let me type something. Let me click on clear. Is it working? Yes. But it won't work if there is no form tag. Let me remove this. I'll save it. Now we have all the 3. But since it is not in form tag, clear will not work. Submit will not work. Why? It doesn't have the form tag. Open and don't forget to close it. Very, very important. Remember always, if you don't close it's just like without having a cupboard and you have money in it, you have to close it. Open tag, you have to close it. So remember that. Now is it working? Yes. It works only if it is in this nested one. This is very important. Now let us concentrate on this guy, first name. Okay, which is name. Forget about ID now. So we have input type text name. I'll want to see how submit works. You should have one form tag with one submit. Don't keep on adding n number of submits. That is not the best practice. And it should take me to Google page. Let's see what happens. So let me refresh this. I'll type my name. Clear it. Yeah, it's working. I'll click on this create account. Sorry, but I need to observe why did it not go, because I did not mention the URL correctly. http://www.google.com. Let me save it. Let me reload this. Perfect. This is my form basic.html. I'll type my name. I'll click on create account. Let's see. Perfect. Here we see something. This is very, very important. This is called as query parameter. This is called as query parameter, and we'll learn this in detail. Whatever the name was given, that is what it is carried. Are you sure that it is name? Yes, it is name. Let me give you people. Let me change this first name to my name as ID. Value is optional. Type your name. What will happen if this is there? It will have that value by default. Let me go back to the, you can see this one. Google.com is carried with query parameter. Space is carried with, okay, here we are. You can see this. If I don't type anything and if I click on the create account, it will carry that. So that is the default value. This one is to prove that it is not ID. Okay. So I'll click on create account, and you can see that it is type your name and it is still the first name. It is still the first name. So the last one, let me change this to name, anything, XYZ, anything what you give. ID, I'll change it to first name. And with this, let me go back and refresh it. I'll type my name. Now I'll click on create account. It will be XYZ. Whatever it has been given in the name attribute. This is the name XYZ and this is the value. Good, makes sense? Perfect. Thank you for watching this video. So this is a very basic introduction to form tag, and I've just given some types here, but we need to discuss on each of them, which is very important. So thank you for watching this video. I'll connect with you people in the next video. Thank you. Have a great evening.